Hi, my name is michaeldubin, and it's been a long break, but I'm going to get back to doing some more drum videos for you and try to get them out on a regular basis. So click like, subscribe, and feel free to share. Okay, today we're going to talk about the Moeller technique, which is a hot topic, and I see a lot of people doing this and approaching this technique wrong. Okay, and what do I mean by wrong? What I'm talking about is they have no upstroke. Okay, so they've seen Jimmy Chapin's video, which is the definitive video on the Moeller technique, because Jimmy studied with Moeller. And the original Moeller technique was for field drums. Okay, so there's a book here called Swing Drumming by William F. Ludwig. This is a very old book. And in this book, you can see that in these photos here, Bill Ludwig Jr. is standing up, okay, and he's demonstrating the Moeller technique and the Moeller upstroke on a pad that's tilted like this to simulate wearing a harness and playing a field drum. The grip on the Moeller technique is also slightly different. I would recommend finding this book if you can and going back and looking at the different hand techniques. There's actually 3 different techniques in there for hand placement. One is for symphonic drumming, the other one is for swing and dance drumming, and then the other one is for field drumming. So the original Moeller technique from that book, and it's not even, they don't even say it's Moeller technique, but it's the same thing that Moeller was teaching. The thumb is off of the stick, okay, and you're standing up, okay? And the other one is a slightly modified grip because you're standing up and it's hanging down, okay? So this is for playing a drum that goes like this. If you watch Jimmy Chapin's video, he's sitting at the drum. So this changes the range in which you are able to do this technique because the drum is in a different position, okay? Now, Jimmy flattened his out a little bit, but this is sort of like Buddy Rich's drum. I have it tilted this way. So whether the drum is tilted this way or this way is going to change your approach. And this is what Freddie used to teach. Depending on how you sit at the drums, the range at which you're sitting at the drums is going to change. Okay? And that way it's a lot like a martial arts practice because it's the range in which you're, in coordination with your partner or the drum set. Anyways, so you have here what Jimmy would say is a strike, and it flies back, a tap, and then a release. Strike, tap, release. Strike, tap, release. Strike, tap, release. Okay? Now, the release is the upstroke, which is a continuation of the downstroke. And what most people are missing is that when you come up, the weight is going to be in the tip of the stick until you get to the top, and then you're going to turn it over. So in that way, it's like a whip, okay? But I'm not cutting the motion short by lifting the stick up, okay? So the weight is in the tip of the stick. It's just hanging here in the back of my hand, right? If I take my fingers off, it's just hanging. So I can even do this as a whip, okay? Now the upstroke, all I'm doing is releasing the hand, and it's grazing the drum. So as I speed up, the motion is going to go from strike, tap, release, strike, tap, release. So Jimmy makes this stick fly back, right? Because he's hitting very hard. But as you go faster, the motion is going to get smaller, okay? But you still have to maintain. And Jimmy says that this is sort of a flick of a wrist, okay? But what you want to do is make sure that as you come up, the weight is going to be in the tip. So strike, tap, release. Strike, tap, release. See that? Strike, tap, release. Strike, tap, release. So that's the right hand. Weight's in the back of the stick. Weight's in the front of the stick. Okay? And you have to wait until you... So you can go strike, tap, release, strike, tap, release. I'm feeling the weight in the front of the stick. And the stick should just pop up. Now the left hand, okay, similar type of thing. You're going to come up with the weight in the tip. As I strike, from the grip, the tip of the stick is going to pop up. Okay? So I'm squeezing as soon as I strike. I come up in a release, I strike, and I squeeze. The tip is now up at 45 degrees. Then I'm going to release it. It turns the wrist. And I come back up again. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Strike, tap, release, strike, tap, release, strike, tap, release, strike, tap, release. Or down, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down. Okay? Weights in the front, weights in the back. This is what you want to feel. So there's your upstroke. As I make that tap, as I release it, you'll see there's a tap right there. Down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. So what Jimmy does is he'll tap with the left hand and play Moeller with the right. And then he'll play Moeller with the left and he'll tap with the right. See that? Now if you put them both together, you got down, up, tap, 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 down. That's with accents on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Down, up, tap, 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 down. Now this is really important because when you start to play accents, you're going to be playing off of these motions. So if you go into the Syncopation book and look up the accent studies, either in triplets or 16th notes, you're going to be changing where you come up and where you come down and where you tap based on the accents, right? So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and up, 2 and up, 2 and up, 4 and up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and up, 2 and up, 3 and up, 4 and up, 1. So that would be down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down. So this gets into hand motion, all right? When I first started studying with Freddie Gruber, he said, Michael, we're going to learn hand motion. Okay, so what I want you to look at is the motion of my hands. Now, Freddie Gruber taught this, Jimmy Chapin taught this. If you go back, Gene Krupa taught it, and also it's in the William F. Ludwig book. So, you know, the old school drummers knew about this upstroke. Okay? There's the upstroke. That's just an upstroke, right? Now, this is an upstroke too, but we're not talking about this kind of upstroke. Okay? We're talking about the kind where the tip stays down and you're making like a whip. Okay? I do the Filipino martial arts, and what we do is we'll go strike, release. It's the same thing, right? So it's a Moeller technique. Strike, release, strike, strike, release, strike. See, the tip points at your opponent. Not all the time, but during this umbrella motion it does. And then you strike. Okay, so also too, another detail of this is that you can come up and make a loop, right? So Freddie used to say it's like a shoelace. So there's a loop right there. Okay, so and then this one you could come forward sort of 45 degrees this way. You come up with the tip down and you strike. Come up with the tip down and you strike. Right? I could go this way as well. That's 45 degrees this way, 45 degrees this way. Or I could come right to the side. Okay? If I'm going to throw forward, see, also too, there's my jazz ride cymbal pattern, right? Down, tap, up, down. Okay, anyways, well, that's a basic problem with the Moeller technique, okay? You want to get this upstroke into your Moeller technique, okay? Whether it's going to be in the match grip or it's going to be in the traditional grip. I'm coming up with the tip down, okay? Very important. There's my upstroke. So strike, release, strike, release, strike, release, strike, release. That's a two-stroke Moeller. So I'm dropping to the tips as I release. Come up and a release. Freddie Gruber used to say, come up and a release. Strike, release, strike, release, strike, release, strike, release. If I want to play two-stroke Moeller, that's my two-stroke Moeller into my triplets, right? Okay, now, there's going to be an extended part of this video where you can follow it to GUMROAD. It'll cost you a couple bucks, and you can learn what I learned from Freddie Gruber, which is the strike, tap, release, which is the modified Moeller, okay? So modified Moeller is for sitting at the drum set, okay? You don't need that big motion. Jimmy was over-exaggerating that motion to demonstrate it. But Freddie made it much smaller right? Because that's what Buddy was using. You don't see what Buddy's really doing, which is balance points are over the middle finger. A lot of stuff is happening in the hand. Okay? But the motion is much smaller. So if you go to that GUMROAD link, I'm going to detail the strike, tap, release, which is a modified Moeller technique, okay? Highly recommended that you go take a look at this material. It'll cost you a couple bucks, and you'll be on your way to having some serious chops, okay? All right, thank you very much. Click like and subscribe, and feel free to share. All right, take care.